Welcome, everybody, to the one and only Shoot Brothers podcast. We are the Shoot Brothers. I am Mike the Shoot Shepherd, joined by Cameron Thunder Osborne.
Over here.
Coming in. There he is. We're hot off the heels of the Royal Rumble, of the collision of worlds. Everything's leading to Wrestlemania. They're officially on the road.
Mike, thanks for the welcome. You know, we're on the road. It is sign pointing season. Some might say the best season of all.
Yeah, they got the thing up there. It's a pirate theme this year because they're in Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, the home of the Pirates. Everybody knows Tampa Bay.
So I know, of course, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the football team, but why do they have a pirate association?
I don't know much about Tampa Bay and if they even have pirate. I just know they're playing at the stadium that the Buccaneers play at.
But I mean, why are they? Why is even the Buccaneers to begin with?
Like, do we think maybe there is some kind of like history thing where pirates, like Tampa Bay, was like a hotbed for?
I don't know. I mean, Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, that's.
Well, maybe
like
maybe they had to make their way through Tampa. I really don't know.
I don't know either. But WrestleMania pirate flag this year. That's what we got. Is there a sword on there too? I haven't looked. I forget.
I think that one of those like curvy swords that you would say like on guard.
I think they even call it a claymore in some circles.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. I did not know that. It was a great weekend. We had, of course, we had the Rumble. We had the Worlds Collide pay-per-view. Let's kick off our show before we get to those things with our tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. It's the tweet of the week. Twitter's always happening. I think no matter what, every single show, there's going to be enough Twitter space that happens between each of those things that could make something a little fun. And this week's Tweet of the Week champion, first-time Tweet of the Week champion, Finn Balor, who earlier on in the week tweeted, "The time is 2:30 p.m."
That's it?
That's it. It was exactly at 2:30 p.m. It's not like he didn't tweet this at 2:31 or 2:29. No, he tweeted this exactly at 2:30 p.m.
Okay. And can we get a time zone there? Eastern?
There's no Twitter doesn't show time zones, but it does show that he used an iPhone. So Finn Balor's an iPhone guy and quite punctual. You know, the time is 2:30 p.m. Finn Balor, you're the Tweet of the Week champion.
Interesting. Very interesting.
You know what? Sometimes it doesn't take much.
No, that's fine. Sometimes it's nice that people aren't yelling and screaming at each other. Yes.
Can't Twitter just be fun and informative sometimes? That's a very informative thing to say. Just what if somebody didn't know what time it was and they were like, shit, I got to check.
Yeah. Let me check my phone.
Let me check my phone. Go on Twitter. What does Finn Balor have to say about what time it is? Oh shit, it's 2:30. I'm missing my daughter's ballet recital.
Oops. Thanks,
Finn.
Well, all right. There you go, Finn. There's your belt.
Finally, Finn Balor's got a belt.
He's got a title.
Oh my God.
Right.
Took him what, 6 years now?
Oh, wow. Not quite that.
3 years.
It's been a while, but let's keep in the world of NXT where Finn Balor is. And NXT UK as well. We can't forget about them, as we usually do for the rest of the year. Because it's NXT versus NXT UK. This is the Worlds Collide event.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Gotta tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3. So NXT,
done them before, but this is like the first. This is basically a takeover this time. So.
Yes, it had everyone who would be on a takeover.
Yeah.
On the show.
We even had our first ever pre-show match on Takeover, if you will.
Was this was it? This was the first one?
I think so, that I can recall. So, did you watch this? Mia Yim taking on Kaylee Ray?
I did not watch the pre-show, no.
Well, it was a fun match. Non-title match. Mia Yim hit a big Canadian destroyer for a near fall, but she doesn't get the job done. Kaylee Ray rolls her up, gets the pin with the extra leverage, so cheating. Dirty, cheap win, but she still wins.
Can't say no to a cheap win.
Yeah. But let's move on to the main show. The Tweet of the Week champion is here. Finn Balor taking on Ilya Dragunov, who I've only seen once or twice before. But no, these this was a good back and forth match. They're pretty similar styles and body types, so they work well together.
Yeah, it's a hot crowd too. NXT events are all NXT events are always going to kick off really hot, and what better way to kick that off with Finn Balor?
Yeah, and he was he's a heel now, so he's wrestling very aggressive. His nose gets busted open at one point, but he overcomes that injury and hits the coup de grace in the 1916 to get the win.
You know, right when I think we're done with that coup de grace, he keeps bringing it back, and then.
This was a good one. He fucking put all he wanted into that one. This coup de grace.
He put all of his two little feet into that one.
It looked like he didn't even how he didn't even try to break his fall. He just put the weight right on the guy. So he was mad for busting his nose.
Yeah, this is for America. He's doing it for America.
Yeah, even though he's not American.
Oh yeah, he's not American. Never mind. Never mind.
It's okay. He wrestles for NXT America.
Exactly.
Now, so.
NXT America.
Yeah. It's like Austin Matthews is American, but he plays for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that's all that matters.
As we all know, which is Canada's team.
Yes.
As we all know.
The world's team.
Okay.
But we got the Dusty Classic. Or wait, no, never mind. They just announced that the finals will take place on Wednesday.
The Dusty Rhodes Classic.
Yeah. So the Broserweights and the Grizzled Young Vets, but they will not be here tonight.
I think Jerry Lawler called it the Dusty Classic also, or somebody else on commentary this weekend called it the Dusty Classic. Just sounded weird. I don't know.
It's just a shortened version. What,
I
normally Vince wouldn't like that. Or again, I don't know.
No, just because when you see it written down, you see like the graphic. I don't know. Never mind.
Dusty Road. Okay.
That could just be me. Like I remember, I think Jerry Lawler said it, and it made me. I was like, haha, that crazy old man.
All right.
And his Dusty Classic.
We get a fatal four-way match here for the Cruiserweight title. Angel Garza defending against Isaiah Swerve Scott, Jordan Devlin, and Travis Banks.
When did they change this belt?
So tonight, for that pay-per-view. So now it's like
that was the first time?
I believe so. Was the debut of the so it's like much darker now. The strap looks almost black, but I think it still is dark purple.
It looks almost like black with like purple highlights.
Yeah.
And
then the middle plate now has like the NXT logo on it. Looks a little bit different, but yeah, looks good. Looks nice.
A little less tacky. They don't have that purple brand anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it fits in.
Yeah.
But no, this was a good fun match. Swerve, he continues to shine here. And Devlin looked really good as well with some big flashy moves. Eventually he comes down. Garza hits the wing clippers on Swerve, but then Devlin headbutts Garza, hits his finisher, gets the 3 count to win that NXT Cruiserweight title, which now belongs to NXT UK for the first time.
So I guess this thing can go back and forth between
and
that's what it's going to do, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Why not?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So good for Jordan Devlin. He looked good here.
Yeah, everyone's first win. Everyone's first win is a big one.
Yeah. Then let's go tag team action here. Mustache Mountain taking on DIY. They're back here. Everyone's a babyface in this match.
Everyone's a babyface.
Good sportsmanship showing. They're doing little handshakes and stuff, and crowd's loving everyone. And everyone's happy. But they do have to fight. Mustache Mountain hit this burning hammer knee strike thing. I don't know what it is, but Ciampa kicks out. DIY fight back and hit their super kick knee strike combo to get the win. So good for NXT.
And there's
they weren't really keeping score.
Yeah, we did think at one point there would be a counter.
Yes,
we thought there may be. I guess it kind of finished tied. I guess, or maybe
it did. Yeah, it ends 3-3. But whatever, that's fine.
No one's keeping score except for us, apparently.
Yeah,
apparently.
And I think in between matches, they do like crowd shots, and Dakota Kai's there, and then Tegan Nox comes out, and they brawl some more. So that feud continues.
Ruthless brawling.
Yes,
on the streets of Portland, Houston. Never mind.
Yeah, Portland. That's next.
That's the next one, right?
With the razor blade logo, saw blade. I don't know what that's all about, but we got an NXT women's, or no, never mind. It's just, as we found out during this match. So Rhea Ripley was taking on Toni Storm. And during the pre-match ring announcements, they even said for the NXT Championship. So they did cut out the word women's.
We heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, so it's official. So, yeah.
This is now the NXT Championship, which is fine. You see two women wrestling for a belt, you're like, yeah, this is...
Yeah, I think we can all...
We can infer from there what's happening. Unless through separate intergender matches, we ended up with like the lineage of like the women's belt, but being defended by two guys or something like that. And that's far-fetched.
But for now, I think we can handle it.
I can handle it. Can you handle it?
Yeah, I can handle it.
Can all those neckbeards on the internet handle it? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. But Rhea and Toni, they can handle it. They've worked together. They got some good chemistry here. So good match. Crowd was split. It was fine, but they didn't really do anything that we haven't seen from them before. So Toni goes for a frog splash. Rhea avoids it. Hits the riptide to retain her title. Not quite as well as I'd hoped it would be this match, but whatever.
Yeah, no time really. This kind of felt like it was also kind of
like the finish just kind of happened. It seemed like it could have been better, but it was what it was. It's just a stopgap for Rhea on the way to Bel Air.
Yeah, I guess that's the Mania show, right? That we were just talking about
the Portland one,
the Portland Razor Blade show.
That's in February, so then they'll have another one, I think, in Mania weekend in April. So I don't know for sure yet.
All right on.
So Toni Storm, I don't know where she goes. Does she stay on regular NXT? Does she go back to UK or maybe even main roster?
Has she been on? Is she a regular NXT or like?
She's supposed to still be on the UK.
Yeah, I still think of her as being more on that.
But what else is she gonna do over there? I don't really know.
Yeah, that's tough. Like, what does the rest of the women's division do? I mean, what does the rest of the women's division do on this NXT roster, too? I mean, even on this whole show, we saw, include the pre-show, you saw 4 of them, but we saw 2 of them, really.
Yeah.
On the main card.
A lot of big names.
We keep talking about how insane, or everybody keeps talking about how insane this NXT women's division is, and it was around the Survivor Series time. They were just fucking dominating. But it seems to have cooled off.
Well, maybe at some point we can get those get a tag title run on NXT so that they can have some more stuff to fight for. Those women tag titles make their way over.
Yeah, that'd be great. For is there a current all female stable down there, except for the Goons?
Well, there's friendships and stuff. We give them a lot of stuff we can make work.
Yeah, because it really seems like those tag belts don't work on the main roster. I don't know. It doesn't feel the same. I
don't know. It's their fault for not using them.
Yeah. We got to get those things. Send those things down.
Send them down.
Send them down.
Send in the clowns.
Okay, it's main event time, Mike. What's the main event?
We have an 8-man tag team match here. The Undisputed Era taking on Imperium for brand superiority. Who is the best stable in the company?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
Yeah. Unfortunately, very early on in the match, Alexander Wolf takes a stiff kick to the head, which he ducks his head down and eats it right on the chin and knocks him loopy. Right away they just improvised. They had him pinned and he put his arm under his shoulder.
That was crazy. We didn't notice he was gone.
Yeah, who
for like a little
Bobby
while.
Fish?
It was Kyle O'Reilly who goes for the pin on him.
That goes for the pin, yeah. And then as he's doing it, he puts his arm under the shoulder.
It's like they realize like halfway through too that he's like, oh shit, this guy's knocked out right now. like they must have said, whatever you do, and then he kind of like rolls it up.
And the ref knew right away as well. He stops the count at 2, and then he just gets on him. He calls the doctor out. This is not a work, folks. This is a shoot. So yeah, he throws up the X sign. He's Wolf's out of the match. So 4 versus 3. So by nature, Undisputed Era ends up playing the roles of heels in the match, even though everyone still loves him. But I'd say the hottest like the most over guy of the night was Walter. I think he was fucking. He
The
was
Am-
the Incredible Hulk. Everyone loved. He was going.
The American audience was stoked to see Walter. I bet that's something
Yeah.
that, it just doesn't happen very often. They only get to see him at these, larger NXT events. And he's big. He's larger than life in that same way, too.
Yeah,
I bet seeing him is just, he's just such a big motherfucker.
And he's so like he doesn't do anything like flashy or crazy, but he's just so enjoyable to watch. He's
What
just
is
a
he?
perfect wrestler.
Okay, we've got, he's listed as 6'5", 310 pounds.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
That's something else. That is something else.
And he's just throwing out those chops like crazy. Everyone's
Everyone quiets down. The only time someone will quiet down at a wrestling show is when Walter's about to chop somebody's chest off.
Yeah, I think at one point Walter he had Strong and O'Reilly double German suplex at the same time, and Roddy lands right on his head.
That was a good one.
Yeah. I think at one point Roddy hits an Olympic slam on Walter through the announce table, so they think he's out, but he comes back to life. He gets the hot tag. He starts running wild, hits a Walter splash, but Cole nails him from behind with the last shot. Goes for the cover, but Imperium makes a save, so this is when the crowd's going nuts. All 7 men get in the ring. They start brawling. People are jumping all over the place outside the ring. So it comes down to Walter and Fish in the ring. Walter hits a big drop kick, massive power bomb, gets the win. Imperium deserved it after all this. Walter looks like a star.
Because he is.
He is a star, yeah. But it was awesome. What a night. What a match. Great match.
Yeah, great match. Didn't drag on. The tag matches are crazy. Eventually, they just become anarchy, and for what ended up being a 4-on-3 for most of that, did one hell of a job.
Yeah, they did good picking up. Like, I'm sure there were some spots that they just did with one man less, and it worked out fine. Or, hopefully Wolf is okay, but. Imperium stands tall, celebrates as the crowd sings their song. An Undisputed Era may be starting to crumble.
I don't know. Well, who ate the pin? Can we remember? I don't think it was Roddy.
It was Fish.
I don't think it, because I do remember you said that last week. If Roddy eats the pin, or if he's like responsible for them losing, is that kind of, so I don't know.
Yeah. So Bobby Fish. Either way, it wasn't Adam Cole.
Yes,
he's the leader. He can't take the blame. So
I don't think Adam. I bet it's been a long time since Adam Cole's taken a pin.
Yeah. Well, except for War Games.
Oh yeah.
When Ciampa killed him.
when Ciampa killed him. Except for that time.
Top of the cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, no, good stuff though. Good fun. Undisputed Era is not hurt. I think this win means more to Imperium, anyways. Because there's still people out there that would have been the first time that they saw Walter, so good show. Yeah,
that's exactly it. You're putting the guys over from out of town.
Yeah,
like, this is America. You've already got NXT, but we need eyes on NXT UK. That's what we need. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Great show. Great show all in all.
Yes, and they tied 3-3, so everyone's a winner. Final score.
Wow. That's fantastic. But so that was our Saturday night. But we're just getting warmed up here.
Yes, because as we all know, we got the Royal Rumble.
Review.
Your favorite time of year.
Yes, the pay-per-view, the match that always has surprises and excitements and sometimes disappointment. But lately, it's been pretty good. Did you watch the pre-show?
Of course not.
That's all right. We had the big return.
I don't have all these time to do all this stuff.
No. Well, I skim. Sheamus, he's back. Well, you already know he's back, but now he's fighting again against Shorty G. We know Gable has no chance of winning, but he puts up a good fight, hits some big German suplex, moonsault, all that, but then he eats the brogue kick and he loses. And then we have the U.S. title match, Andrade defending against Humberto Carrillo. Another good match.
What happened to Shorty G?
Well, he almost won the King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And then, was that before or after the Shorty? Was that right before he became Shorty
It was
G?
like mid.
Yeah, but he was still officially Chad Gable. I think.
Yeah, and then at one
I don't
point, yeah.
Either way, he's too good for this. I wouldn't mind if he went to AEW or something.
Or down to NXT. Like, is that option?
Or that too.
You know?
But, yeah. Either way, they're wasting a good talent there.
God.
But we got that U.S. title match. Yeah, another good pre-show match. Andrade, Humberto. The coolest spot was when they're just both balancing on the top rope, and Humberto jumps up, hits a Hurricane Rana. But no, eventually Humberto goes for a sunset flip. Andrade rolls through, pins him for the 3 count, defends his title. There you go.
He's going to hold on to that probably for a long time now.
At least another 30 days.
At least another 30 days. We'll get into that. We'll get into that part a little bit later. But without any further ado, it's time for the main card, the main show. It is the Royal Rumble, and it's here.
Woo! Yeah, we get there was actually a pretty good opening hype video with Stone Cold Steve Austin there narrating. That was nice.
Yeah, I also remember that.
And yeah, once again this year they're in the baseball stadium, so we get a bit of a unique look. I love the wrestlers coming out from the bullpen and like coming up the stairs, and you can see the crowd behind them.
The same vibe as last year.
Yeah, but it's just cool to see.
Yeah, it looks really cool, but we don't even kick off. We don't even kick off the show with a Rumble. We kick off with the Falls Count Anywhere match, Roman Reigns and Baron Corbin.
Yes. King Corbin here. They start in the ring. Doesn't last long. They head outside. Roman gets chokeslammed through an announce table. And he didn't even clear the thing first. He
just went through it, yeah.
Yeah, like landed on a TV and everything.
A little monitor.
But they fight out into the crowd. Reigns Samoan drops Corbin through a couple tables. They fight further up into some equipment area. So then Ziggler and Brood come running in, beat up on Roman until the Usos come out to help him. So everyone's brawling. And then Jimmy Uso just comes flying off the top of the balcony with his huge crossbody. So that's kind of takes them all out. Corbin gets put in a porta potty at one point, and it's tipped over, but he emerged perfectly clean. So I don't get they could have at least put the blue liquid on him.
Blue liquid, because then where's the shit go?
Where's anything? Yeah, this didn't make sense.
This was a totally dry porta potty.
Like the crowd popped, they tipped over the porta potty. Like
why did they pop for that?
Because they thought he was going to come out covered in something.
But he came out covered with just his normal shitty old Baron Corbin.
I mean, if they're not going to do a poop stain, the blue stain would have been good.
Yeah, the blue stain. It doesn't have to be shit, Vince. Vince, it doesn't always have to be shit.
Vince would have wanted this shit, too. But anyway.
He would have loved that shit. It's good shit, as far as Vince is concerned.
So they fight further up. They make it to the top of the dugout, which is actually a really cool visual, just seeing them up there. The crowd's behind them. We had some nice crane shots. Mm-hmm. So they're on the dugout. Reigns hits a spear, pins Corbin, wins the match.
He wins the match, and this is it, right?
I hope so. I don't know.
Like, this is it, right?
I hope so. There's no dog food or
anything.
Mike,
like, this is it, right? Like, Roman...
Tune in Friday.
Like, Roman has to move on eventually because, of course... Someone needs to beat the Fiend eventually. So Roman has to leave Baron Corbin at some time, right?
Well, to be honest, I don't really want him to fight the Fiend either, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I'd be happy with neither.
Well, you can't have both. Roman Reigns is either in a meaningless feud or fighting for the title belt. This is Vince McMahon's company we're talking about here.
We'll find out at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we will find out at Elimination Chamber. Who knows what chambers will be eliminated and what those implications will be.
Yes, but let's get down to it. The first of the 2 Royal Rumbles, the Women's Royal Rumble match here. Alexa Bliss comes out at number 1. And then the EST of NXT, Bianca Belair, comes out at number 2. So this was a great pair to start with. Lots of people knew who Belair was, so everyone was happy. I was happy. She was amazing. She lasted over 33 minutes in here.
That was a long time.
Yeah, got 8 eliminations, which set the record.
Is that it?
Yeah. Well, it was, and then it was tied later.
Right.
So, and then Mighty Molly, she was our first surprise. Do you know her? Molly Holly?
No, but she was.
Yeah,
I remember her from like last year's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, she's been here before. Nikki Cross was out early, so her and Bliss were teaming up. And then Lana comes out, and she just cuts a promo, gets a ton of heat. Liv Morgan's out soon after that, eliminates her, but then Lana's a sore loser, cheats, pulls Liv out. So I was very upset that Liv was so short-lived. Ha. But
did you hear like Lana's like just okay, so for like she sucks, right?
I like Lana.
And did you hear her like just hold botched promo?
What, as she was coming to the ring?
Yeah.
I wasn't really paying attention
Oh,
to
like
the words she was saying.
Listen to it again. Not only does the words like not only does she like mess up like kind of future and past tenses. Her tenses are all whack, but she calls she doesn't even say WWE. She says WW.
I did notice the double.
Yeah. She's just like bad at it.
Oh, remember she did that before too with the restraining order.
Yeah,
like, he can't come 50 days within me. Or
this is not the first time that we've
but
seen
she did
this
get
behavior.
good heat, man. There was a whole
that good heat?
40,000 boos.
Is
like
that
Lana.
good heat?
I like Lana.
Or is it the boo, we don't want you in the Rumble? Or is it
think
the
it
boo,
was-
we don't like what you're saying?
I think it was boo. We want to see Liv Morgan eliminate you, which is what we got.
Boo, we want to see you eliminated.
Yeah. So she's gone. Liv's gone, which made me upset. Then we had a couple more NXTs. Mercedes Martinez was there. Candice LeRae. Mandy and Sonya came out soon after, so they were working together. And then Mandy Rose has the best elimination save of the night, where she's drop kicked, she's out of the ring, she's rolling to the floor, and from the camera angle, it looks like she's out. But then they cut to the other side, and we can see Otis has rolled out from under the ring at the perfect time, and Mandy Rose just lands on his belly.
So Otis has just been hanging out there all night.
Yeah. He knows she's in the Rumble, and he knows he wants to help her, so he's just waiting. And that was his moment.
Yeah, like how do you do that? How do you like? Yeah, great spot. How do you coordinate it exactly?
I don't know. I'm sure he had a monitor under there, just watching. But
and then he sort of like then he looks out and then he kind of like
okay,
and
then he just rolls. But yeah, so she's on his belly in the missionary position, and they seductively look at each other. She gets back in the ring, so everyone's happy, everyone's pumped. Otis hangs around for a bit. He's at ringside. And then later, Mandy's thrown over the top. Sonya goes to hit Bliss, but she moves. So Sonya Deville hits Mandy, who falls off the apron. But Otis catches her, saves her again. But then Bianca Belair tosses Sonya over the top, knocks her onto Otis and Mandy, causing them all to crash. And they're all eliminated.
He could have saved them both.
Yeah, but fun spot. Had a feeling he would be there, and he delivered.
Could have saved them both.
A couple times, Bianca Belair and Alexa, they're having like a tug of war with her own hair to keep from falling out of the ring. Mia Yim was there, Dana Brooke, Tamina, Dakota Kai, Chelsea Green. All of them didn't last very long.
Quick.
Kairi Sane was in there for a bit. And then the Queen, Charlotte, comes out at 17. Her and Belair have a good exchange. And then after her is Foxy Cleopatra. No, wait, that's Naomi. She's back with an afro. She's got a new look.
But the glow is still there.
Still here.
The glow's still there.
And Naomi, of course, she does her little Kofi spot of the Rumble where she's out of the ring, but she runs, jumps off the steps, lands on the barricade, climbs up.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, she shimmers her way over to the announce
table. But then
table.
she's on the announce table for half the time, and then
she stood there for like 10 minutes.
So she makes the bridge out of like the display cover that covers the monitors. And I've seen that thing before. She's making this bridge and about to walk down it, and I'm just thinking like that thing will fucking break. That thing is
pretty flimsy.
It looks so flimsy when because they grab it, they throw it off the table, it breaks immediately, and I'm thinking like she's not, but she does make it back. She does make it back.
Yeah,
this thing does not break. Maybe it was a little it was a tricked out. They made like a slightly extra little strong one for her.
Yeah. So she's back in, and then soon after, Beth Phoenix is out, and she was one of the heroes of this match. Early on, her and Belair are fighting in the corner. Bianca punches her, and when Beth snaps her head back to sell the punch, she just slams it right on that hard, flat steel part of the corner. where Cesaro smashed his teeth in. And
I saw that. I saw that part too.
It was even the exact same corner, the top right corner. It was the same one. So she hits her head. Right away she's like, "Ooh!" And then the ref checks on her. And then the rest of the match, her blonde hair just gets more and more bloody.
It's getting a little more bloody as it went. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but she lasted, like, she was in there from halfway point till the very end.
She was half the time, and you kind of knew Beth Phoenix would be in there because right before the Rumble started, Jerry Lawler jumped on commentary, and you're saying out of every commentator in the WWE universe, surely Jerry Lawler can't be the most qualified to call a women's Royal Rumble. So that was kind of a giveaway, and I think Beth Phoenix was actually in last year.
She's been in some of these,
maybe the year before. Yeah. I remember she had like a late. She eliminated Natalya super late in one of them. She was I do remember that. But it was great. It was great to see her again.
Yeah, she did good. We had Toni Storm, Kelly hit that stink face. Sarah Logan lasted for a second. Same with Xia Li, Zelina Vega. Natalya was there.
Natalya was there. Carmella showed up.
Yeah, Shotzi
Blackheart.
The
punk rocker.
Yeah, Tegan Nox. And then at number 29, we had Santina Marella. I guess now officially the first man to enter the Women's Royal Rumble.
Oh, is that it? Is that it officially?
Well, I mean, if you're being realistic.
Yeah.
Do you know the story between Santina Marella?
Tell me.
Yeah, it was just that one, I forget which Wrestlemania, they had this women's battle royale or something, and he entered it and won to become Miss Wrestlemania, even though everyone knows it's Santino, and that's So he was here, he came out, him and Beth Phoenix.
They were here, they came out. Come on, Mike.
Sure. Beth just kind of scares it into eliminating itself. Thing. Yeah, and then finally, number 30 comes out, Shayna Baszler, who we all expected to come in at some point.
Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, she gets a big push. She just goes wild right away, eliminates like 8 people within a couple minutes to tie Bianca Belair's record. Natalya and Beth, they're working together, so the final 4 comes down to Natty, Beth, Charlotte, and Shayna. But Beth turns on Natalya, eliminates her. Baszler eliminates Beth, so we're down to Charlotte and Shayna. Charlotte gets thrown over the top rope, but she's hanging on. She's dangling. She pulls herself back up, and she uses her legs to just grab onto Shayna and pull her over to the floor. So Charlotte Flair has won the Royal Rumble.
Wins the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
On her throne.
I was
with
thinking
her
Shayna.
Crown that she deserves. Shayna coming in at number 30. Shayna's coming in at hot number 30. And last year the Rumble had that Becky Lynch unpredictability kind of a thing at the end of it that was kind of created the drama. I don't know what's happening to Shayna Baszler.
Well, I think I think the destination will still be Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch, because if Charlotte versus Becky, that's nuts. We don't need to see that again right now at WrestleMania.
No, probably not on the main stage.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing hot rumors that Charlotte is going to end up challenging Rhea Ripley for the NXT title.
That'd be a huge match.
See, I think that'd be the most interesting of the 3.
That would be a huge match.
Yeah, Charlotte versus Becky, we've been there. Charlotte versus Bayley, we've been there.
Yeah, no, neither of those two things sound. You know what?
Also,
something like that could, like, Charlotte Flair didn't have a good 2019. Really, sort of like she was in the Mania main event, and the push to Mania was great, but sort of afterwards was sort of like this, and then it didn't really work, and then this next program didn't really work. Who knows? 2020 could actually be her year if they, if the creative finds a way to, bring her out.
Yeah, and I think, that Rhea Ripley Charlotte, that'd be fresh
huge.
match.
That's the two strongest women on the fucking roster.
Yeah. And that would set the precedent of, putting NXT as equal in terms of cashing in your championship and all that.
Next thing you know, someone's cashing in their Money in the Bank championship on the fucking NXT
Exactly.
That would be
open
huge.
up those doors.
Open up those doors. I mean, Hunter's gonna own it all anyways. So, so maybe he's just planting that own seed for himself. So it's gonna be a little bit easier in 35 years when Vince dies.
Yeah. So a few things. That was a good fun Rumble. No Sasha Banks, who apparently is injured. We also didn't get a return of Nia Jax or Ruby Riott. My biggest beef. No Iconics.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Come on.
Yeah,
You
there were a lot of NXT superstars. I mean, I think that first Rumble where it was all ex performers.
Yeah, like all legends.
You had your Michelle McCool was there, and all those sort of like divas from that era.
Here,
this was all NXT. It felt like.
Yeah,
and
we
NXT
could have taken out Xia Li, take out Xia Li, take out Kelly, and there's your Iconics.
There were 12 performers from NXT, while there were only 8 from Raw and 7 from SmackDown. So NXT
had the lion's share.
Yeah, really got and of course Shayna Baszler and Bianca Belair both setting the elimination records. So this is a big night for this company.
Yeah,
and this division.
No Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, she was I think surprised to come up or something to show up there.
Yeah, I saw she posted an image on social media after, just kind of teasing the fact. It had some sort of caption like, "Oh, you really thought I was going to return tonight?" Something like that.
Well, some of us thought it might have been possible.
Yeah, but all in all, that was a fun woman. So every women's Rumble has been good so far. They got a hot streak going, 3 in a row.
Yeah, so far, I think we like the Royal Rumble enough that you just kind of do it, and it will be entertaining. Mm-hmm. We still have a Rumble to go, but we still got some matches in the middle. We have a singles match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley defending her title against Lacey Evans.
So a bit of a tough spot at the beginning.
What match do you put after this, right?
The crowd, everyone's been so hyped. They've been cheering every 90 seconds. So, they're a little flat at the beginning of this match here, but they got more into it as it went on. Once Lacey starts hitting those signature spots, those moonsaults.
I don't think there was any time for people to get more into it. This thing felt like it was kind of over and done with before it even started. Yeah, the crowd was really not behind it.
Except for her daughter, who was there once again watching.
Okay,
she's funny. I think she's funny. Her little daughter.
Does she like make faces or stuff or?
Yeah, she grunts and growls. Lacey, she goes for that twisting moonsault, but Bayley gets her knees up, rolls her up, and grabs the tights to get the win. So hopefully Lacey will get another shot soon. Maybe at Mania, get the big American win at Mania.
Oh yeah, God bless, and then they just play like a chorus of fighter jets.
Yeah,
shoot off
fireworks.
Play God Bless America, and Lynyrd Skynyrd's there, and
have like the American flag waving over the background of her image, and like
yes, exactly.
The Statue of Liberty and
Ben Franklin's there, and
the Twin Towers.
The Twin Towers are given like they're all like Force ghosts.
It's like they play the plane hitting in reverse, so the towers are saved.
The towers are still saved because God bless Lacey Evans. We still have more matches though. We have more matches. We have the Universal Championship on the line and a strap match. Daniel Bryan taking on the Fiend and featuring a 12-foot strap that they sort of link onto their wrists and they sort of go for it.
Yes, and no red light.
Yes, red light. This must have been the first time that happened, right?
Since he didn't have it because he didn't have it the very first time when we saw him at SummerSlam,
right? And
then so the red light was gone here, which is good for this match because you wouldn't have been able to see all the welts, which there was a lot from the lashes of these belts. Daniel Bryan was fucking covered by the end of this thing.
Yeah, seriously.
He must have taken 50 shots. Which makes Cody's 10 lashings that he has to take seem not so bad. As part of his stip.
Is that it?
For MJF, that's one of the steps. Cody has to take 10 lashes.
Oh, right, the
whatever.
lashes. I always pictured using
Might
one of
be
the
a cane.
Yeah, I was always picturing using one of those like cat and nine tails.
Singapore cane or a nine tails.
So it's like all of them at once.
Yeah. Well, either way, Bryan took a good beating here. This was probably I'd say this might be the best of Fiend's matches so far. They actually got to go a good long back and forth bout.
This was the first one that felt like, and it's tough to say because there was the Saudi Arabia match against Seth, and then there was the one right before the TLC match. I think it was Hell in a Cell, maybe.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell.
Hell in a Cell against Seth, and that was the one that felt like it had all the story behind it, and then it was just the payoff was super not there. And so they kind of had to give it to us a bit in the Saudi Arabia show. But you're right. This match felt like it had the most story for me.
Yeah. Like Bryan, he got lots of offense in. He hit his running knee, which at least gets a 2 count, unlike Seth's curb stomps. Like Fiend only kicked out of 1 or 2 of them. He wasn't kicking out of 8. So yeah. One of my favorite moments was when they're fighting outside the ring and they're near the front rows and one fan just shouts, "Yowie, wowie!"
I heard that too.
And then the Bray looks at him and he like grunts in approval. He's like, "Ah!" He just looked at the guy like, "Yes." But eventually Bryan gets some whippings of his own. He's fucking whipping the Fiend. He's kicking him in the head. He locks in that label lock with the strap all wrapped up in the Fiend's face, which looked great. Fiend hits Sister Abigail. Bryan kicks out, hits another knee. Fiend kicks out. So crowd's going nuts. They think Bryan might actually win this thing. So Bryan grabs the strap and then he starts whipping the Fiend in the chest, but he no-sells it, locks in that mandible claw, and pins Bryan to retain that ugly title.
To retain that.
He had the face title out there with him, the red.
Yeah, I keep forgetting because it's funny. Like on some photos, it seems like on promotional photos, it'll have Bray and the blue title. But then and so I never see it, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what the way the title looks like. Okay, and then
yeah, I think this is the first time he's like brought it down to the ring in person.
No, I think he brought it down last time.
Well, last time he wrestled as regular Bray, he had the blue.
Okay, no, not last time, like last time. No, I can certainly remember. I can certainly remember. Okay, he has it over his over his face. I can picture it before.
We're gonna have to check with the judges. Honestly.
Judges.
Well, let's move on to the final title match of the night here. We get Becky Lynch defending her Raw Women's Championship against Asuka. The thorn that she has not been able to pull out of her paw these past few years. But no, we know what we're getting, and they delivered. They had a great match. At one point, Becky hit like a rock bottom off the second rope, which looked cool.
Yeah, I noticed that one too.
I remember there was like a 2-week span where she used that as a finisher, and they called it something, but then she just kind of stopped.
They call it the Beck bottom, the Brock Beckham. The wait, I'll get there. The
Kairi Sane, she's out there coaching Asuka. I love her. I love the way she just yells, "Asuka, Asuka, Asuka!" Yeah. So Asuka, she nails Becky with some big kicks for a near fall. Eventually, Asuka loads her mouth with the gimmick, but Becky scouts this out. She knows the miss is coming, so she kicks her in the stomach, causing her to spit it out, blinding herself.
She spits up, and then gravity does the rest of the work.
Yeah, and Becky follows up, locks in that disarmor, forcing Asuka to top out, slaying her personal beast. Good match.
Great match. No, as all of their previous matches, the in-ring chemistry is there. Yeah. And they can convince us that Becky might lose this title, and then she shakes it off and comes through in the end.
And hopefully now this Kabuki Warriors can go back to focusing on their tag titles, and like we said, maybe we can see those belts move over to NXT or something.
Yeah, but I mean, what's next for Becky Lynch right now? Because we do still have this one pay-per-view in the middle. Well, I think we have the two, but for
the Saudi show
for the women's division, we only have the one, right? So
actually, they did have a match last time, so maybe. But.
So what if we're booking the future, is Shayna Baszler winning the Elimination Chamber?
I think so. I think Becky Shayna's the match.
Is that how
to
we
do.
get? That's how we get her into the match, or
That's one way.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely going to be 2 chamber matches. So
yeah, they'll do the 2
one will
chambers
be
again.
one will be to who faces the Fiend, I guess, and the other will be to
Yeah,
who
well,
faces-
I think they did it last year where it's like they'll do like 3 and 3, 3 Raw and 3 SmackDown.
Yeah,
I think that's the way they did it, and then you can kind of choose. But you're right.
Yeah,
Certainly.
Which, you know what, the Elimination Chamber is usually fun as well.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it's another great. It's another great. I mean, of course. Well, last year we had the Kofi emotions on the line.
Yeah.
So they got to. It's going to be hard to rebuild that fire.
Yeah, we need someone to get hurt like a week before the show, so someone else. Can
We
get
need Mustafa Ali to get hurt, and then we
Yeah.
can go through with this.
Yeah, but let's get on with it. We've got the main event, the big match everyone's here to see, the Men's Royal Rumble. 30 men, 1 winner. We already know who number 1's going to be. Brock Lesnar comes out.
Well, before that, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, they say that Rusev and Lashley aren't going to be in it.
Oh, that's right. So they didn't even have footage for this. They're just like, oh, earlier
Yeah,
today
I was
they-
expecting like some kind of backstage like beatdown, you know, the thing that they always do, and with the little
Yeah.
WWE.com thing.
So there was.
What the fuck? Like, why even?
I know they couldn't even do that.
And
which
here's
is
the worst
weird.
part: you could have not told me that, and I wouldn't have noticed a difference. I wouldn't have got through the Rumble
Well,
going like,
so that's
"Where's
the thing.
Bobby Lashley and Rusev?"
So there was a couple guys that were announced that didn't show up.
Seriously.
So like Otis and Tucker were not in the Rumble. They were announced ahead of time. Our Truth pulled out as well, which was better. We got more surprises because of it. So
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. It was certainly the way it played out. Of course, we know as Brock Lesnar's coming out first. Coming out second, though, is Elias. He comes out with his guitar and didn't say anything about the Houston Astros.
No, he just
That
sang
was
a
his
song
time,
about.
and it was every single time he does a rhyme. I was waiting for it to rhyme with stealing, or it to
Yeah.
rhyme with series.
There was
or-
one. I forgot to mention it. It was during the Roman Corbin match. At one point, Ziggler grabs a trash can and he smacks it with his hand, but the announcers didn't say anything. They didn't acknowledge anything. They should have said something about sign stealing or something, but they did nothing. But
Yeah, so it was such low hanging fruit. I wonder if they
someone
like.
had a sign. I saw someone had a sign that said something about Astros cheating or something.
Oh
like
yeah, what did it say?
that. And then Lana was right in front of it.
Yeah, it was right around the front of the ramp, like
Yeah.
right sort of where they come out. Ah, shit. I don't know. Anyways, Elias, you could have done something. It doesn't really matter what you did though,
Yeah.
because you're tossed.
He's,
You got tossed, bud.
He tried to smash the guitar over him, but it didn't break. He hit him with the wrong side.
Yeah, that has to hurt.
Looked painful.
Yeah.
So he tosses Elias, waits for his next victim, and the booking order of this Rumble was brilliant. I loved it. The whole story. This was fun. Because then Eric Rowan comes out next at number 3. So I'm like, oh boy, a big man. What are we gonna do here? But he doesn't do shit. We didn't even get a bite from the creature. He just gets tossed within seconds.
He's gone, bud. Who's next?
Rude.
You're
comes
gone,
out,
bud.
Morrison.
You're gone, bud.
God. Yeah. And then things get really interesting because Kofi Kingston.
Huge
Comes
pop.
out.
I popped.
Yeah,
I
I
popped
popped. I'm like,
so
okay.
much.
This
Here
is what I was loving. I'm like, man, this is
go.
great.
After so we've had 5 or 6 straight
Kofi's
like
number 6.
10-second eliminations, and Kofi's the first one to actually get some offense in. And
He
Brock
actually lasts-
sells for him.
Yeah. He's the first man to actually last to the next countdown, which ends up being Rey Mysterio. So then I'm like, oh yes.
Now you're like,
So now
okay,
we got 2
here we
good guys.
go. Here we go.
So I was loving this. 'Cause
Yep.
Brock has like 10 enemies. So they're teaming up, but Lesnar fends them off. He lays them out. But then Big E comes out next.
Oh yes.
So
Okay,
I'm like,
okay,
yes,
we're
they're doing
slowing
it.
down a little bit.
They're doing it. So Big E comes out. He picks up Kofi and Ray. He's like, let's go, boys. He rallies the 3 of them. They team up. The crowd's going nuts. But Lesnar overcomes it. He eliminates them all. So this is fucking great. I'm having so much fun. Cesaro comes out next. He gets some uppercuts in, but he's tossed.
He gets tossed. That one, I thought that one was unnecessary.
Yeah. Shelton Benjamin comes out. And then they mention them being former NCAA wrestling teams or something. So
I think roommates, they said, or
roommates. Yeah. So Shelton wants to be all buddies. And Brock's like, haha, nope. Tosses him
tossed.
out.
You're tossed, bud.
Then Nakamura's out. They have some New Japan beef, but Brock beats him again. And then we get our first surprise return of the night, MVP. You know him?
I don't know him, but okay, but I don't know who this
of him.
I know barely, not enough that I think I could say anything. But if I do, if as a new fan, I can assume and tell me how right I am about this guy's character. He likes comic books.
That was never really a part of his thing.
So then why the fuck is the sports guy wearing 2 nights straight of like Black Panther, and then he'll wear Punisher? We'll see him tomorrow night.
He did wear yes.
So for me,
I do understand
for me,
what you're
who
saying.
likes what I'm watching and is willing to learn.
Yeah. No, I guess that's
Okay.
just not.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with his character, but
Okay.
the man behind the gimmick must like those comics a lot. Yes, Montel Vontavious Porter or something.
He's gone.
Yeah. Anyways, he doesn't last long. Keith Lee comes out next, our first NXT star.
And
Crowd
this,
pops huge for him.
yeah, this was fun too. That Brock Lesnar does a great job at this, and
Yeah.
you know, in pre SummerSlam, I would not be saying the same things about Brock Lesnar that I am saying in post SummerSlam world. Like you see those things on his face where he does like this.
Yeah.
He likes
he's coming down.
wrestling.
He's like, "Who's this motherfucker?" He's like, "Hey, big boy. Hey, big boy."
He likes wrestling. He's having a lot of fun up there. So we do get to see him and Keith Lee actually going at it. Two massive in different ways people.
Yeah.
Like Brock Lesnar doesn't have an ounce of fat on him by the looks of it, but Keith Lee doesn't have the same muscle look, but they're just both two big motherfuckers. They get to have some offense. Before the biggest motherfucker of them all, Braun Strowman makes his way down.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Three
of beef.
big motherfuckers.
So
in
much
here.
beef in this.
There
ring.
was a lot of beef in this room. Let me tell you.
So this was another one. I'm popping huge. I'm like, oh my god, how's he gonna overcome this?
Yeah.
So we get this good showdown, but at the end of the day, Keith Lee only lasted 3 minutes or so, which was unfortunate.
See, and something like that, Keith Lee, or I was talking to a friend of a friend, and they were saying the same kind of thing, just about the way the whole first half of this match was booked with like John Morrison and stuff like that. Like Keith Lee getting knocked out super, in 3 minutes in the Rumble against Brock Lesnar. It's like, I feel like that's what should be happening. Because you're on NXT and this is Brock Lesnar we're talking about here, right? Like no one will remember this down the line if Keith Lee becomes a champion, if and when and however much success he has on the main roster. No one will ever kind of look back and go like, yeah, but his first Rumble, he was in for 3.5 minutes and he got booted by Brock.
Well, trivia, you never know.
Okay, no, I'm not saying for trivia. I'm saying in how much somebody cares.
This moment does not make or break Keith Lee here.
Yeah, someone's first Royal Rumble appearance does not make or break their, or first in a while, or whatever it might be, does not make or break their entire fucking everything about them on the main roster.
Yeah, so Lee and Strowman, they were kind of battling on the ropes, and Brock dumps them both out at the same time.
Dumps them, bud.
But the stories continue. This is why I loved it. Ricochet's out next. So Brock just has so many enemies.
It was just like 20 people straight of everybody who
the
he
last
fucking
6
hates.
months.
Yeah.
The Kill Bill list is going down, and so Ricochet comes out. Brock just kind of beats him and leaves him laying for a bit. But Ricochet survives long enough for Drew McIntyre to come out. Number 16. And him and Lesnar, they go to square off. They're facing each other. Lesnar rips off his gloves, but then Ricochet comes in, kicks Brock in the balls from behind. Drew comes running in, hits the Claymore. Brock's over the top. Crowd's going nuts. The biggest pop of the night.
Oh my god, I was screaming on my couch. This was so
worth.
huge.
What a payoff.
Oh my god, Mike, not the
payoff, the build, it was perfect.
And we got 25 minutes of Brock Lesnar in the ring, where I swear like half the time
23.
I swear half of that time, 13 minutes of those was just him waiting for the next person to come to
just dripping liquid. But yes, Brock Lesnar did have 13 eliminations in those 26 minutes, the most ever in a 30-man roster.
Which they kept saying that ties Braun's record, but that was 50
we
men,
shouldn't even count
so that doesn't really
Braun
count.
shit.
And oh my god, I popped huge. Not only was it my He was, he was my prediction last week, and I told you, I said Drew is Claymoring somebody over the top rope, and it happened to Brock fucking Lesnar, and this was huge.
It was awesome.
This was huge.
Brock sells it.
And
Brock he just jumps and he sells it on the ground for like a couple of minutes, and he's shocked. Heyman's shocked.
And just the way it keeps going after that. So these two guys are shocked, and Drew's just fucking staring him down.
Oh yeah,
Drew's just staring him down. I think, and now I'm kind of like, now we see like the match is kind of starting, and I think the Miz comes out next, just gets fucking tossed. Drew is staring Brock Lesnar down, and Brock Lesnar looked afraid.
Yeah, he was selling it.
He
sells.
He likes his job. He does actually like his job. I think he tosses Ricochet out shortly after that, and same thing, just fucking staring that big boy and the Penguin Man down. But okay, so now Brock's gone. Now feels like the real Rumble can begin.
Yeah, second half we still got some big names.
It was perfect. It was a nice second half Rumble. This was a Royal Rumble in 2 parts. It really was. Yeah.
So AJ Styles comes out. Carl Anderson soon with him. Dolph Ziggler, and then AJ Styles gets injured at one point. He injures his shoulder. Or we'll get to that anyways, because the biggest entrant of the night, the Rated R superstar, coming back out of retirement at number 21, Edge, is here.
It was huge.
The biggest surprise.
It was
Even
huge.
though there was rumors, I was still going nuts. I was going nuts for this. You could see the emotion on his face as he was coming out. The crowd's going bananas.
He came out with this look on his face of almost like he doesn't, like he just doesn't believe he's there. He doesn't believe that he's there anymore.
It was surreal.
That was that was the biggest pop I've heard on, and of course, you only hear it on the fucking screen, right? But that's Hardy Boys coming back at WrestleMania 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, Edge, he's from during that era.
I can't picture something recently that's been on WWE television that's been that loud.
Yeah. So
it was amazing. It was amazing.
9 years after retiring, he's officially back. So Edge, he comes in, he hits some spears. The camera
missed it twice.
Yeah, fucking terrible.
His first spear back in 9 years.
Yeah,
and fucking camera 2 or
ridiculous.
But isn't it still fucking? Isn't it still the same guy? Dunn. Kevin
Dunn.
Isn't it still Kevin Dunn who's doing the switching?
Yeah, everyone hates him, and this is why.
This
proves why. But it didn't matter. Everyone's still going nuts. We're all losing our shit. Even with the rumors, you never know what to believe. Because remember, there was rumors that Kenny Omega was going to be here last year. Every year there's rumors.
Of course.
But Edge is back. He hits those spears. And this is where AJ Styles got injured because he does like a backflip selling this spear. Lands on his shoulder. And then for the rest of the match, you could see he was just kind of dangling. And then even during his elimination, looks kind of a bit weak. But
it was a good sell, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah, good sell. Yeah. Hopefully AJ is okay.
Yeah.
And then King Corbin's out next, and then Matt Riddle, the only 2 NXT guys in this one compared to the women's.
Yeah, and 12 in the previous match.
Yeah, and like Keith Lee, Matt Riddle didn't last long at all. He only 41 seconds.
Yeah,
and then Corbin tossed him, so that was too bad. Luke Gallows comes out. Randy Orton, who forms a temporary alliance with Edge. The Rated RKO's back. They even hit a double RKO at one point, which was nice. I think Orton even mentions, he's like, Edge, damn, you look shredded.
Yeah, he's like pointing at his abs and stuff, like how good he looks.
So that was funny. Roman Reigns comes out, he runs wild. Kevin Owens, Aleister Black, and then Samoa Joe is number 29, and then Seth Rollins is your number 30, and he's flanked by AOP and Buddy Murphy, who are out there trying to cheat and then interfere in the match. So once Samoa Joe, Aleister Black, and Kevin Owens, they're all eliminated, so they brawl with AOP and Buddy to chase them away, leaving Seth Rollins on his own. So Edge, Orton, Drew, and Reigns, they're the final 5. They all hit their finishers, eliminate Seth. So we're down to 4 men. Orton and Edge team up again until Orton tries to cheat, pull a fast one on him, so Edge catches him, tosses Randy. So just down to Reigns, Edge, and Drew McIntyre. Roman Reigns and Edge, they're fighting on the outside or near the ropes, exchanging blows until Reigns knocks him off to a big boo. The crowd wanted the Miracle Run to go all the way.
Of course.
And so did I. So Edge is gone. Drew and Roman, final 2. Drew avoids a spear and he hits another Claymore and tosses Reigns to the floor to win the Rumble. He's going to Mania.
He pointed at that. It wasn't a sign this time. It was an LED board. I don't know if you caught that. It was just like the LED, like it was just the jumbotron that he was pointing at instead of the classic WrestleMania sign. But Drew McIntyre's going there.
He's going to Mania. So
and really, what really was this? Yeah, Rumble in two halves, like we said, right? It was the Brock story, and then of course Edge's return. I'm really glad that the Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Seth Rollins stuff like contained to itself.
Yeah.
I never really got the vibe that those guys were going to win. But if it was like for some reason like Seth and AOP was eliminating a bunch of people, you would have been like, oh fuck this, man! Like this is different, right? And but yeah, that all kind of stayed self-contained, and of course, just fucking seeing Seth take a bunch of kicks to the face. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that too.
Yeah, no, I loved this Rumble. I didn't get.
This was fantastic. This was fantastic. I loved every single second of it.
Yes, the booking,
you know what?
The way you had to have it go the way it did the first half, and all those many stories. Like Ray comes out, Kofi comes out, Big E comes out, all these fun things happening.
Oh, it was a big moment, big moments, and you know what? You know who I got to give it to? I got to give it to Roman Reigns.
For always coming second.
For putting dudes over. He's like 4 years straight of doing this, right? Like.
Yeah, he's been the runner-up 3 times.
You know,
he's won once.
Exactly. He's gone over the top rope 3 separate times, and that's a lot to ask from someone, right? The hardest worker, the guy who's always up there, up front. But we always say he's being pushed. He's being pushed down our throats, getting all the title opportunities. But he's been the runner-up 3 times straight now, I think. So I got to give it to him for that.
Yeah. And we're happy for Drew. It's a good, fresh choice that they're finally pulling the trigger on him after coming close.
Yeah, coming close. Of course, that's the problem. Brock has the belt. How do you get? And then your first question you ask yourself is, okay, how do we get it off of him? Okay, now we gave him the belt. Great. Yes. Now what do we do with it? Hopefully, he doesn't have to hold it for 600 and some odd days before they can find out what happens next. But yeah, there you have it, right? I cannot wait for this main event. This is gonna main event WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre, Brock Lesnar. And there you have it.
Well, yes, there you have it. Good Rumble.
Yeah.
Good Rumble show overall. Pretty. Yeah, I think everything was pretty good.
Yeah, all in all, this was a great pay-per-view, and can't wait now that we're on the road.
Yeah. No, the Rumble's been good the last few years. Like I said. There was like an 8-year period where they were disappointing us every time, but the last few they've been on a good roll.
It's been back, and hopefully we can keep that roll going into Mania season. There's our pay-per-view review. Mike, should we take a break before we tackle the Monday Night Raw?
Yes, let's do that.
Let's do that, folks. We're going to take a little break, and I believe we have an old, slightly forgotten segment coming up, too, after the break. So you're not going to want to miss it. Stick around. Folks, we're back here with the second half of the show. Of course, the Rumble's behind us because now we're on the road, which is a very exciting time.
Oh, yes, baby.
Oh, yes, baby.
But, of course, the Royal Rumble, home of many surprises and things like that. Sometimes some names that you haven't seen in a while, some names that you might have forgotten. And that'll lead us right into this segment here for those people that have been forgotten about for a little bit.
You remember the segment. We used to do it all the time. We used to do it every single week, and now we're bringing it back. It's I Forgot That You Existed.
I forgot that you existed. You thought that they would book you when they did. I forgot that you existed. It isn't lovers and haters, just fits.
Every time we like fake sing the song, it's never like the actual song that we've made. Not at all. We just go like ba da ba ba.
Well, if I had it in my ear, I might be able to. I don't have perfect pitch.
So, Mike, who do we have on the show this week?
Okay, so what I like to play, what I like to do usually, one good, one bad. So for this week, it's a good thing that we forgot about this guy because he didn't show up at the Rumble. We haven't seen him for a few months. Mr. Shane McMahon. We have not seen him since October 4th, where he lost that match to Kevin Owens, the ladder match, where he was therefore terminated. But, of course, they can always go back on their word. But they didn't, which is nice, because I don't need him at this year's WrestleMania.
You know what? They haven't. And it really begs the question, where's Shane McMahon been? Like, what do you think he's been doing?
I don't know.
Do we think he's just hanging out with his family? Do we think he's against some R&R? Does he still have a job within the WWE?
I think so. I think he's still collecting it.
That's not what I asked. Does he have a job? Or does he just...
Yes, he's got a job. I don't know if he has to do anything.
Right.
But anyways, we forgot about you, so we can keep forgetting about you.
Mm-hmm.
But another one that we haven't seen for a while. We haven't seen this man in over a year. That is big match John Cena. Can you believe it? He hasn't been seen on WWE TV of any sort since January 14th, 2019, when he was on Raw in a Fatal 4-Way Universal title #1 contender match, where Finn Balor won and went on to face Brock. But John Cena, we miss you. Who would have thought?
Who'd have thought? I forgot. I remember Finn taking on Brock, but...
Yeah, I know. I forgot.
I forgot that existed.
And that was his match. That was the last we've seen of him. Now he's in Hollywood. He's doing all these movies.
That was the last we'd seen him?
But WrestleMania. You never know.
Well, I mean, because he missed last year's WrestleMania, right? I guess he would have. He would have had to, yeah.
That was like the first in like 13 years or something, or whatever it was. So who knows? But he's always in the shadows. He's a part-timer now, but
Yeah, and that Fast and Furious 9 trailer is coming out on Friday. So keep your eyes peeled for Big Match John.
There you go.
Yep.
John versus The Rock Part 3.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if The Rock's going to be in this particular Fast and Furious movie. They haven't.
Well, I don't know enough about the franchise.
That's true. Don't get me started about the franchise, honestly.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's that for this week.
That was great. It's been a long time since we've seen either of these people.
Yeah,
They used to be staples. They used to be staples.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of staples, brought to you by Staples Business People.
Mm-hmm.
Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Live from the Staples Center. I don't know if it is, but Monday Night Raw, yeah?
Yes, it's time. Well, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's the longest lasting thing that's ever happened in the history of the world. This is older than the wheel.
Yeah, it lasted longer than Vic Joseph, who is gone.
Yeah, what was the deal with that? What happened to Vic?
Tom Phillips is back. He's good.
I like Tom Phillips. What happened to the other guy? I don't
know, because Byron Saxton is back as well.
Yeah, what's happening around here?
I don't know. They're just all over the place. Well, it was weird that Tom Phillips was on NXT UK because he was too good for that show. So I don't know. Maybe Vic's flying over to the UK. Who knows? Maybe they're doing a little swap.
Who knows? A little wife swap.
Little 90-day fiance. But let's get to the real show here. Let's bring out the Royal Rumble winner, the Glasgow Psychopath, or the Scottish Psychopath.
Yeah, Scottish Psychopath.
Glasgow's in Scotland, right?
I'm not worldly enough to confirm that.
I don't know. But you know who it is. It's three. It's Drew McIntyre, who gets a big response from the crowd. There's this big babyface ovation. They're chanting, "You deserve it." He looks very appreciative. He cuts a promo here about the Wild Bride winning the Rumble, and he's not going to draw this out. He's just going to make his announcement. He officially challenges Brock Lesnar for the WWE title.
Why waste time?
Yes, which the Rumble led into that feud, and I think it's the better match. It's what we want to see. So let's go, Drew. And he's all fired up. He says, "Let's have a Claymore party." So who wants to fight? Gallows and Anderson come out, and they both accept the challenge. So Drew says, "Okay, get me a ref." So we get a good old handicap match. Drew versus Gallows and Anderson, and Drew picks up the easy win. after hitting some claymores.
A handicap match with a legitimate tag team who recently won a tournament to determine the best tag team in the
best
world.
In the world. Yeah.
Okay, is it the same tag team we're talking about here? I just want to make sure.
They didn't bring the trophy out tonight.
Okay, good.
They knew. But, and then Brock shows up after, hits him with an F5. And then we get MVPs gets one more shot. MVP's back here to take on Rey Mysterio. So more than just a one and done. He looked all right until the ending.
He looked like he liked the Punisher.
That's
what I thought he looked like. I don't know what he looked like to you.
He looked like I don't know. He likes basketball.
And the Punisher.
He may have nasal congestion.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he definitely needs to clear up a little bit.
Yeah. So Ray. So then when Ray sets up for the 619, but then like right when Ray's about to hit it, MVP like gets up and starts walking away, and then he gets hit in the back. It's kind of weird.
Like, how do you not? Okay, in terms of
I don't know what the
terms of being set up for certain moves.
Yeah.
The 619 is one which there's no other maneuver.
Yeah, once he was there, he just had to stay there.
There's no other maneuver that you can set up like in the same way.
Yeah, I don't know how he fucked this up, but he did. But he just started like walking away.
He just started walking away. How do you fuck
He just got up and walked away.
Oh my God.
And he gets hit in the back. Ray climbs up and hits a splash onto his back and gets the win.
Ends up getting the win. Ends up getting the 1, 2, 3. This didn't work.
It was just so weird.
This didn't work for me, and
yeah. For those that didn't know MVP, it's not a good return.
This has not been a good 2 kind of days of return. One was just he was thrown over. Now he's the Punisher, and he doesn't remember how to do a 619 after probably doing them a lot in his career. It's weird though. Like this is one aspect of the current WWE that I don't get just because I'm not the old fan. But like if I have, and I think this year has proven that there are other options besides watching Monday Night Raw and SmackDown for you to see the things that are entertaining to you. Right? You have the AEW options. You can watch NXT on a Wednesday night. You can watch NWA. Are you watching Power yet? You can watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. There's so many things for you to do. Why like I would rather not watch somebody who looks rusty, older, do work when I can be just like, oh, okay, I'd rather watch this show because this show has all the wrestling action that I do like to watch without any of these, like, who the hell is this guy? And that's just for me, right? Like, I'm the new guy going, who the hell is this guy?
That might be the last we see of MVP.
Yeah, it is weird, right? Like, how do you you're on like a 2-match contract with
Well, yeah, I remember Jeff Jarrett did it last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's working backstage, but he came back at the Rumble, and then he did like another thing for a week or two, and now he's just gone.
Now you're just off. Yeah, I guess you do need to kill a bit of time, right off the bat, maybe. You need to start off the road to WrestleMania by killing some time on the way to road to WrestleMania.
Yeah. So let's kill more time.
Perfect.
Aleister Black's got to take on a jobber because he's directionless. He wins with the Black Mass, but then he cuts a promo and he acknowledges, he takes credit for his loss at the Rumble. He owns it, and he says he's made the mistake of waiting for people to come pick a fight with him. But as of tonight, that's going to change. He's now going to bring the fight to you. So hopefully we'll see some shit from him.
Yeah, that's great. And I think we mentioned this maybe last week or maybe the week before, where Raw has a few stories going on right now. Not only do we have our top heels in the Monday Night Messiah, but Drew was on the up and up last week, and even so was Aleister Black. I think there is a way that we can make all these things work without necessarily highlighting everybody every single time. Our Drew spot tonight was certainly not a highlight for him, even though it was his post-Rumble. He got the cheers. He got a big, return. Or, sorry, he got a big, fanfare when he did arrive. But it wasn't like a big night. Big night for Aleister Black, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, good promo for him. Good, hopefully he can have some sort of feud, some sort of singles match at WrestleMania.
Like, where do we see him going? Like, is this like him Andrade? Is he a US title guy? because I think
he's been here.
Andrade and Aleister Black are both Paul Heyman guys. Like, we know that.
Yeah. I don't know. Black, he's been on the main roster now almost a year, and they still haven't really done anything.
And maybe giving him, maybe having that title shot if with a match, we know that match worked in NXT. It can work on the main roster. Why the heck not?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where they want to go with that. But we get the Raw Tag Champs, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy coming out here. Seth cuts a promo, calls out Owens and Samoa Joe. They cut their own promo, and Rollins just says, "Why don't you come down here and challenge us for the belts?" So Joe says, "Something's up. You're not normally this eager to fight. You got your hired goon somewhere." So Rollins says, "Nah, man, check it out. I got AOP in the back, and the camera shows them in the locker room." And then, they gave away their location, so Viking Raiders jump in and attack them. So then Joe and Owens, they accept the challenge, so we get that tag title match. Samoa Joe and Owens, they're working all right together until Joe, he goes for a suicide dive onto the outside, and then he legit injures himself. Looks like his head hit the floor or something.
Yeah, it looked a little rough.
Yeah, so during the break, the medical team removes him from the match. So for the second time in a couple days, someone's been taken out. So Owens continues on his own. Buddy hits a V-trigger on Owens. Rollins runs in to attacks him, but Kevin gives him a stunner. But then Buddy comes in from behind, rolls him up for the 3 count to retain. So
again. So we're booking into the future here. We do have to fill the space on a Saudi Arabia show. I think like AOP, Seth and Buddy versus Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Viking Raiders. Boom, there's your 8-man tag. That could work at Super Showdown and be a 25-minute match if you want to get that over with. Owen.
I don't think Owens goes, though. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he's not allowed to go, or he just chooses not to. I forgot about that.
One of them, yeah.
Right.
But I don't know. But there's something along those lines.
But Owens and Joe at Mania, suddenly that's a match we've never seen before.
Yeah, that's something they can get to for sure.
Neither one of them seem very even I think there was a point in the Rumble match where they were both the only 2 people standing in the middle. So they're like, okay, we're fucking fighting now. But neither of these two have an alliance. They're more sort of like an alliance by necessity because of Rollins and Murphy.
Hate the same people.
Yeah. So who knows? Who knows where that could be booked to?
Yeah, we'll see. Either way, hopefully Joe's not seriously hurt because he just came back
from being hurt. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't catch a break.
So we'll see about that. But Andrade, we get another title match here. He's defending his United States Championship against Humberto Carrillo. We get another good match out of them. They have good chemistry until Zelina Vega jumps in and attacks Carrillo to break up a pin, causing the DQ. So Humberto's pissed off. He beats up on Andrade all around the ring. He pulls back the padding on the floor to expose the concrete, and then he hits Andrade with a hammerlock DDT to a big ovation from the crowd. So the bully gets what he deserves, and this seems to be their way of writing him off because Andrade's been suspended for 30 days. So this is their way of killing him off TV, I guess.
Why has Andrade been suspended for 30 days?
Well, he violated the wellness policy, I guess. They don't tell you which exact drug or whatever he did. Him and Charlotte were starting coke.
See, it's weird. Like Robert Roode similarly came back from his 30-day wellness suspension, and they don't really talk about it much. They sort of like they'll put out their release very early, like this, wellness suspension. But it also seems like Bobby Roode, you would think somebody coming back, maybe they wouldn't be booked too strongly. But Bobby Roode was sort of pushed back into it very quickly. It was he popped up on when we didn't know he would be there to like a bit of a pop, which was weird. And then prior to that, it was Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
And then prior to that, it was 7 years. So what's happening? What's happening over there at Titan Towers? I mean, it seems like, is there a chance that, is wellness policy a way to write somebody off without writing them off? Like what is it? Because like he has the belt. Clearly he's a guy that they care about putting on the top. Now they've just intentionally taken a championship away for a month.
Well, I think it's all still a legit suspension and all that. Like a legit violation and whatever. 'Cause remember when Rude got suspended, Epico got suspended as well.
Oh yeah, the cologne.
Because no one gave a shit. So I don't know. Whatever. They didn't want it. They obviously don't punish him enough to take the title away. So it's
it's weird.
Seems like a free vacation.
Like us fans know that he is suspended for violating the wellness policy, whatever wellness policy means.
Yeah.
But they'll never mention it on television. They will never mention wellness policy.
They could.
They
mentioned Romans before.
Oh, really?
Like a part. It's like they took a dig, and then the crowd was like, "Ooh."
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Yeah. It just seems like a weird move. Excuse me, a weird move to do, just kind of in general to me.
Yeah. I guess 30 days. That'll land him. He'll be back just in time to fly to Saudi and defend his title.
Perfect.
There you go. But his kin, his significant other,
his queen, my queen,
Royal Rumble winner,
our queen,
your queen, Charlotte Flair, comes out. She cuts her Charlotte promo about winning the Rumble and I'm the best. And you want to know who I'm going to challenge? I'm not going to tell you. She makes us wait.
Right, which is the right move.
Yes, I'm ready.
We shouldn't know yet.
No. So, hopefully that NXT thing will come true. But the Kabuki Warriors come out and Asuka challenges Charlotte. They have a good match. We've seen them before. Charlotte locks in the figure 8, and then Kairi Sane comes flying off the top with an insane elbow to cause the DQ.
Yeah, we've just seen this a million times before. No knock against the quality of action. Didn't really accomplish much. It's kind of like and this happened. I think we mentioned this not too long ago, where it does get to be a point like who else can either of these women fight to put on an incredible match? And I think we will get a great match if you put Charlotte Flair and Asuka together, no matter what, or you put Charlotte and Becky together, no matter what. You put Asuka and Becky together, no matter what, you're gonna get something good. So let's throw somebody else into the mix.
Yes.
Who else can we get something good out of with Charlotte? Who can get something good out of anybody? Or Asuka? Like all three of our top kind of Raw women can have great matches against anybody.
Let's get Liv Morgan up there.
Why not? Well, we can't get Liv Morgan up there because we're going to skip that one. Don't worry.
No, we are never skipping Liv Morgan.
We need to rework these skip rules because it feels like the skip.
I get one veto for every skip.
But then I get one revote for every veto.
We can't just ignore history.
People
are going to be scanning the archives. They're going to be trying to complete every episode, and then they can't just.
No, this is the point in the episode where we refer them to the YouTube channel because that's all we're looking for, anyways. It's just a couple likes and a couple views.
We do skip stuff sometimes, anyway.
We do skip stuff. Let's not skip this though, because this one's very important to me.
The 24/7 champ.
The 24/7 champion, Samoa Joe Rawley. I thought that'd be a funny combo.
Sure.
Yeah, I came up with that one the other day. Introduces the world to his brand new, to his offensive lineman, Riddick Moss. And Mike, I'm excited because until I heard him say those words, I didn't put it all together in my head, but now I just did. Mike, we are 11 days away from the XFL.
Oh, 11 days.
11 days. What?
I knew it was like after the Super Bowl, but now it's real.
Coming up, Riddick Moss. This guy clearly is probably on one of these teams, I bet, in some capacity.
Well,
oh my God, Mike, we're gonna start. You know, somebody's gonna defend that 24/7 title at the halftime, or like a coach is gonna win it. That belt's gonna be all over that league. Just fucking.
I don't know.
Wait.
I don't know. I hear they want to keep them pretty separate.
Just wait.
Well, this Riddick Moss guy, he's actually from NXT, but you could have told me he's a football player.
You could have told me, you'd be like, yeah, you look like a football player.
Yeah, so he's the lineman to Mojo's quarterback, and Mojo's here. He's not about running around. He says, let's have a title match right now. So no way Jose comes out. Mojo beats him easily. But then R-Truth was disguised in one of the conga line members, and he sneaks up. He rolls up Mojo for the 3 count, wins his title back. But then Mojo just picks him up, slams him, and pins him again to win the title. Where was Where was Riddick on the truth block on that one? You just let him come in and pin him.
Yeah, it's a good point. You need to come up for that that offensive block. They're trying to sack the quarterback.
He let his boy get sacked on his first night.
Oh my god!
First snap.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's why they're second string. They're moving him down.
But he wins his title back, so they leave happy. Then of course you're dying to get to it. The world's been dying for this. Lana versus Liv Morgan, 1-on-1. It's not a pay-per-view. Can you believe they're giving this away? We actually get a better look at Liv's new theme here. I like it. Her new look. Everything. I love it.
The dark look.
Dark black leathers. Very nice. Lana, she's in control early on the match, but Liv fights back, hits this cool flatliner where she springboards off the middle rope and gets the win. It was quick and easy. So we're happy for Liv. Hopefully that's the end of it. Between Lana and her, at least.
This has to be.
You don't.
I was waiting for that pause to set in. This has to be it, though, right? Like. Okay. No. I'm talking about all four of them. Like, all four of them.
Well, we didn't even see Rusev last
have
week.
had every combination of match and result. Like, surely. Well,
Rusev's never won. That's the only result. Rusev never wins. He sucks right now.
But surely there's no longer motivation for anybody to do anything. Liv Morgan's motivation has been unclear since the start.
She was a lesbian with her.
Rusev clearly doesn't care.
Yeah.
So his motivation is gone. But Liv Morgan, she's trying to get back at Lana, who at best straight cheated on her with Rusev when they were dating like 8 years ago. Because, see, Lana was over. Lana was over with Rusev. Like, I don't think she is inherently the problem. I think what's happening in the live crowd versus what's happening.
She's over right now. She's over.
That's not over, Michael.
She gets some of the loudest boos of the night.
I don't know.
And what's her goal? That's her goal.
All I'm saying is I think the reaction between clearly what they're getting out of the YouTube hits, clearly this is for YouTube, and what they're getting out of that versus the reaction that they're getting from their live crowd, like there's too much of a discrepancy right there. Like the live crowd is not into what they're watching, but YouTube is. Are we done with this, or do we continue to give it television time? Do we continue to give it time for people who don't want to see it so we can have good film so people can watch it later?
Tune in next week. Find out.
I can't tune in next week.
Well, you want to know. You want to know if it's going to continue or not.
I know. I don't want to.
We didn't even see Lashley or Rusev this week. We didn't even see them.
Yeah, which was great.
So there you go. It's already on the right track, isn't it? If this was the big blow-off, if this was the finale.
Yeah. Oh, thank God this would be the finale, because we both know what we want Liv Morgan to do more.
Of course. That's fine.
You know?
She wins. She's on a winning streak now.
One.
She's on a winning streak. Another winning streak continues here. Eric Rowan taking on the Jobber. The mystery cage in his corner managing him. Rowan gets the easy win with the claw, but we don't even get a bite this week. We don't get any further tease. He doesn't even reach into the cage. He just leaves. Nothing.
Mike, it's been too long.
This week was disappointing.
Yeah, I'm.
They took a. Yeah.
You know, not only did he bring it out on the Rumble, and then it had nothing to do.
Yeah, so that was back-to-back nights of disappointment with the cage.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was hot, but I'm cold now.
You know what the worst thing would be?
What?
If they just stopped bringing the cage out, we never found out.
That is the worst case scenario. Honestly, I'd rather
be.
I would rather they open the cage and it is an XFL football with fake teeth drawn onto it, and then they're just like, "Oh, the XFL this Thursday on Fox." Like, I would rather that happen than they just fucking get rid of, because they will just get rid of it. We know they will.
I know
they will. What happened to Lana's accent? We just got rid of it. What
we need a conclusion. We need a conclusion.
And I'm just like, what's the payoff? Like, the Rumble seems like a place, and this was way before, way too early for the payoff to be at Mania. Are they trying to make the payoff online? Like, what's it supposed to be right now?
maybe Elimination Chamber. He brings the cage into the cage.
And then what?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing. Like, we need this. We need this thing to do something.
We just want. I know. We need to see what's in it.
Yeah.
We need the curtain to come off.
We just need to know.
Yeah.
It's main event time, though.
Yes. The return. Edge. He's back again. We know he's back, but he's back again. He's fired up. He gets that big pyro intro. Standing ovation from the crowd. Lots of chants. He's speaking from the heart, how much it all means. You still got it, but he wants to address it. How am I here? 9 years ago, he was medically disqualified from ever wrestling again. But, he's been working out. He got another surgery, and he's starting to feel good. So he asked himself, what if he could come back? And, that's what he did. At the age of 46, he's back to end his career on his terms. So the crowd's all fired up, and he goes over, talks about the Royal Rumble and all that shit. But, eventually Randy Orton comes out. The old Rated RKO reunion again. He gives him a hug and whispers some sweet nothings in his ear. You can see Edge get a little emotional there. But, he's like, hey, man, you want to bring him Rated RKO back one more time? Crowd's chanting yes. Everyone's going nuts. And then Randy... You know what he does. He hits the RKO like the bastard he is. But he's not done there. He grabs a chair, starts nailing Edge in the back. He wraps it around his neck, and he climbs to the top rope like he's going to stomp on him. And I love the crowd here, man. They were so into this. They were like hands on head, hands in front of mouth, shocked, gasping. Like there was people who legit thought like praying with their hands in front of their mouths.
Don't do it.
Like, don't do it. And he didn't. But then he grabs another chair, puts one underneath Edge's head, and slams the two together with the concerto, maybe killing Edge on his first night back on Raw.
Possibly. I don't think I saw him get back up. He might be dead.
No, he was twitching.
He might be dead in the middle of the ring right now.
So Orton kills him, and big heel moment. That's a Hot Mania match there. So good ending angle.
This is fantastic. Edge came out and he had a couple great lines in his promo of just it was a great alliteration to use. It was something like grizzled gray.
Oh yeah,
or something like that. Just something that
grit.
Yeah, gritty. Yeah, grit. Yeah. It's something that you don't hear a Vince McMahon babyface talk about. Or like speak the way about themselves, because WWE babyfaces are the dumbest people on the planet. But having an older, wiser type character who does have gray hair, who has the look of somebody who's not in his 30s and not ripped and not cut, come out here and really just play to and really just perform, which is what
and it's fun.
Which is what this is.
Yeah, and some of it. Like, he hasn't been here for 9 years, so some of the things where they were chanting yes at him, he's like, hey, that's my first yet chant. Got to thank Daniel Bryan for that.
Bunch of stuff he hasn't gotten before, right? All sorts of... And this was one of Randy Orton's best promos in so long.
Yeah, like before the RKO hit, he was talking about how he used to be like a self-destructive man, and the guy who helped him and dig him out of his hole was Edge. He helped him become a straight man, and he considers him a brother and family and all that. So, yeah, it was great. It was great.
Like, setting us up, like painting the picture of their friendship sets us up for the shock of the betrayal, which happens which happens right there. Yeah. They already have the argument of you eliminated me from the Rumble, but we don't even need to talk about that. We can look back on all of our history together.
Yeah, and so this will be one of your top, other than one of your top non-title matches at Mania.
And of course, as soon as Edge came out, we know what. As soon as you calm down a second, it was just thinking matches. My match was going to be. I thought AJ was going to be my guy to pair up with Edge, just because.
Well, I think there'll be more than one match. So.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, I just think if you're thinking if I'm thinking of one dude who could protect you in the ring. Yeah. I think AJ Styles just has that vote for me.
Yeah, AJ
one of the safest guys. But then again, Randy Orton is a slower, more methodical type wrestler who could be more conducive, to a 46-year-old coming back in the ring.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't do those punts to the head.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Randy Orton's not gonna punt a 46-year-old in the head.
They might. For a second, I thought that's where they were teasing before he grabbed the chair.
Before he grabbed the chair? That'd be cool.
We haven't seen the punts
in like years and years, right?
Yeah. But, so that was a good ending. I think it was Dave Meltzer who said after all the Edge stuff is settled down that there was a rumor within WWE that AEW wanted to try to get Edge. Like once he had been cleared and the word was going around that they wanted to get him for All Out in Chicago, but Vince offered more money and he brought him home.
Oh, I bet that's happened to a lot of... I bet that, and it will continue to happen to a lot of AEW people who, there's going to be a point where, the money's right there. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, hey, they would love, and would it have been different? Who knows? Who knows, right? But WWE is Edge's home, and
yeah, it works. Yeah. It works. This is the way, and that pop you wouldn't have been able to have that Rumble moment, that big pop in front of 45,000 people, whatever.
No, and that's the thing, right? And the Rumble is now the same size as Mania. Like they're going to like the same size of places, that huge stage in the middle. They have this new thing now, right? And it'd be great. It'd be sick if they did one at Skydome like that, right? Skydome's a huge place.
Yeah, I think now that they're doing baseball stadiums, they got it.
Yeah, now they have like the infrastructure in place for them to make that happen. It's like great.
Exactly.
You can
got
go
the screens, you got the dugout size screens and whatever and all that. And let's
get our dugout screens. And there you have it, folks. That was the Rumble and the Raw after the Rumble. Another great show. Another fantastic weekend of professional wrestling. It's about time we end the show. We kick off the end of the show. But before we end the show, we got to give our Wrestlers of the Week.
It's the Wrestler of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. Wrestler of the Week. Of the Week. Of the Week. The Wrestler of the Week.
Mike, I'm going to give you mine first. He's my boy. He won the Rumble. He's looking good as hell. Drew McIntyre. Not only a great performance, him eliminating Brock, the stare down he was giving Brock, and then followed by the genuine happiness of someone who's worked hard his entire life to be in this moment. It's something really nice to see, and I'm glad it was Drew.
Yes. Good pick. This one was tough. There was a lot of good performances this week. Walter was great on NXT. Bianca Belair looking fantastic in that Rumble. Beth Phoenix was a hero as well. But I had to give it to the returning Edge, the legend, the Hall of Famer. One of my top, maybe he's in my top 10, maybe top 5 all time for the men wrestlers. But he's back, the Rated R Superstar. It looks as good as ever. And I'm excited to see where we go.
Yeah, where do we go from here? There's going to be something in the chamber. Does he do a cool ladder spot? We don't know.
Yeah, he's got another title run in him before he retires.
Does he have another title run in him?
Yeah,
all these questions that we have. And there are your Wrestlers of the Week. And that was the whole show. That was the whole show for our Rumble review weekend. Remember to rate, review, like, and subscribe to the show. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, everything, everywhere. And then we still the wrestling world keeps moving on.
Yeah, I guess our next Portland is our next destination, and then we got some Revolution in the Saudi Arabia.
We're going to Saudi Arabia. We got AEW. We're going to Saudi, baby. Let's go. Okay, Mike. We'll talk next time. We got the Wednesday Night Wars next time, so we gotta cover that.
Yes, shim shim shiroo.